Most seniors are unaware that their fruit bowl is the source of their silent leg collapse beyond the age of 60. Yes, you lose your balance, your calves soften, and your thighs shrink. The NIH reports that sarcopenia, the silent age-related loss of muscular mass, already affects 1 in 3 seniors over 65. According to recent 2025 research, some fruits cause blood sugar spikes, collagen deterioration, and persistent inflammation, the 3 things that weaken the lower body in older persons. One of them, which is currently in your refrigerator, raises the chance of falls by 280%. The 7 worst fruits for leg strength are revealed in this video, sorted from somewhat hazardous to extremely harmful. Stay put because the 3rd fruit has been connected to a treble rise in muscle weariness and severe calcium loss. There is actual research to support this. Below are links to all of the references. Let us know what fruit you consume the most these days in the comment section before we get started, and we'll provide advice on whether it's improving or degrading your leg strength. Every comment is being read and responded to. Without further ado, let's begin with fruit number 7, which is typically consumed first thing in the morning by seniors. Watermelon comes in at number 7. It may appear that watermelon is a harmless summertime delight. Although it is low in calories, hydrating, and juicy, there is a hidden cost for seniors. With a glycemic index of an astounding 80, watermelon releases sugar into your circulation more quickly than a piece of white bread. Your insulin surges and crashes as a result of that abrupt jump, depriving your muscles of steady energy. This type of roller coaster is extremely damaging to elderly legs who are already having difficulty maintaining their strength. But that is not the only problem. Although watermelon contains over 92% water, it provides minimal amounts of protein, calcium, or magnesium, which are minerals that protect muscles. Even worse, it contains a lot of fructose, a sugar that your liver needs to process. Excess fructose exacerbates insulin resistance and raises inflammation in seniors with fatty liver, which is frequent. This prevents glucose from getting to your muscles when they need it most. This results in more weariness, slower muscle recovery, and eventually weaker, thinner legs. High fructose fruits, particularly those with low nutrient density like watermelon, were linked to worse lower body function in older persons, according to a 2019 study published in the journal Nutrients. Over 1,000 seniors were monitored by the researchers who discovered that individuals who consumed more sugar walked more slowly and had weaker grips. What ought one to do? Portion control is crucial, but a permanent ban on watermelon is not necessary. On a hot day, a little cube or 2 is okay, but don't eat it every day and never eat it by itself when you're not feeling hungry. There are much better fruit options if leg strength is your top concern, but you can counteract the sugar increase by pairing it with protein or healthy fat like Greek yogurt or a few almonds. Next up is a fruit that may appear healthy on the exterior, but on the inside, it's a major problem for your stability, potassium levels, and joints. 6th, fruit juices, even those that are entirely natural. Your body no longer processes sugar as it once did after the age of 60, and that seemingly innocuous glass of fruit juice may be subtly weakening your legs. Once you're over midlife, even products that say they're 100% natural or have no added sugar can be harmful. Why? Because fruit loses all of its fiber when it is juiced. The protective barrier that lowers the rate at which sugar enters your blood is that fiber, not just filler. Without it, fruit's natural sugar becomes a quick glucose flood that quickly spreads throughout your body in a matter of minutes. Your insulin overcompensates, your blood sugar surges, and your muscles no longer receive the consistent fuel they require to remain powerful. Rather, you set off a chain reaction of inflammation, insulin resistance, and rapid muscle breakdown, particularly in your legs. The Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism published a study in 2021 that tracked frequent fruit juice consumption among seniors over 65. Compared to seniors who ate whole fruits, researchers discovered that they had a 22% higher risk of insulin resistance, a 34% higher fasting blood sugar, and a 21% faster rate of leg muscle atrophy. And store-bought juice wasn't the only thing at risk. The same metabolic mayhem was produced by handmade, cold-pressed, or organic fruit juice because, in the absence of fiber, the sugar is still absorbed too quickly. You end up taking more sugar than you would from the actual fruit without feeling full, since liquid sugar avoids your stomach's fullness signals, which makes the situation much worse. Your quadriceps, glutes, and calves, important leg muscles that maintain your balance, posture, and walking strength, are immediately impacted by the conversion of that excess sugar into belly fat, which also raises inflammation. This explains why elderly juice drinkers frequently experience stiffness, unsteady gait, or inexplicable leg tiredness. Replace all of your juices, even the supposedly healthy ones, to preserve your leg strength. Never consume mixes, orange, apple, or grape juice. Rather, try to consume the entire fruit, including the skin. To further inhibit digestion, combine it with healthy fats like Greek yogurt or almonds. Make infused water with cucumber, mint, or lemon if you're in the mood for something cool. Without the sugar rush, it's sweet. Your muscles cannot afford to be overloaded with glucose for another day after the age of 60. And every drink of fruit juice, no matter how natural, is draining your strength. Fifth, canned fruit and syrup. This item, which may be in your cupboard at the moment, is far more harmful than it appears. Perhaps the worst fruit-based food a senior can eat is canned fruit and syrup. In addition to being devoid of fiber, the fruit is drenched in thick, high-fructose syrup, which makes it a blood sugar explosion. Even worse, it causes inflammation in your knees, ankles, and hips, accelerates the breakdown of leg muscles, and actively degrades collagen in your joints. This is the actual issue. These syrups are frequently prepared from refined sugars, or high-fructose corn syrup, which both cause metabolic dysfunction, raise visceral fat, and spike insulin. That's disastrous for elders. As you age, your leg muscles are already getting smaller. You already have deteriorating joints. And that, together with frequent sugar spikes from canned peaches or pears drenched in syrup, creates the ideal environment for walking instability, cartilage loss, and leg weariness. According to a significant 2020 nutrition study, older persons who ate canned fruits more than twice a week were 38% more likely to experience mobility issues. Why? The power centers of your cells, the muscle mitochondria, are harmed by the ongoing inflammation brought on by high-sugar diets. Muscle energy decreases, mending slows, and strength diminishes when mitochondria fail. Additionally, the syrup absorbs quickly and strongly without fiber to delay the sugar rush, overwhelming your insulin and putting your body into overdrive. What's lacking is perhaps more concerning. You lose important vitamins like C, potassium, and folate. Since most canned fruits have been peeled, boiled, and soaked, they are necessary for bone protection, muscular coordination, and collagen synthesis. What you're actually getting is soft sugar water that exacerbates inflammation and makes your legs weaker by the day, even though the label may state peaches or fruit cocktail. Don't seek for canned fruit because you believe it's a healthful treat. It's not fruit, it's a trap. Instead, go for whole, fresh fruits or sugar-free frozen ones. Additionally, if the label states that your legs are suffering because of the syrup, always read it. Next up is a dried fruit that has been touted as healthy for decades, but it's actually one of the most inflammatory fruits for aging legs. Fourth, raisins. They appear to be innocuous. They're small. Every aisle that sells healthy snacks has these. However, raisins may provide one of the most unnoticed risks, to a senior's leg strength and mobility. Why? Because the water and fiber that full grapes employ to decrease the absorption of sugar are absent from these shriveled small fruits, which are pure, concentrated sugar. Accordingly, a small handful of raisins can cause a candy-like blood sugar rise. Your body's capacity to eliminate glucose significantly decreases around the age of 60. You have a less responsive pancreas. Insulin resistance develops in your muscle cells. Furthermore, raisins provide the ideal environment for muscle injury, nerve irritation, and collagen breakdown in the legs because they lack water and fiber to counteract the sugar surge. According to a study in the Journal of Gerontology, walking speed and lower leg strength were considerably reduced in persons over 60 who experienced high blood glucose increases after meals. Repeated glucose spikes were associated with faster muscle loss, according to the scientists. It's not just the sugar, though. Another substance found in raisins is known as advanced glycation end products, or AGs. These are created when carbohydrates attach to bodily proteins, particularly collagen, found in your muscles and joints. Advanced glycation end products promote inflammation in the knees, ankles, and hips, stiffen your connective tissue, and decrease muscle suppleness, all of which make walking more difficult and raise your chance of falling. To make matters worse, the majority of raisins are processed with sulfites or vegetable oils, both of which can cause chronic inflammation and gastrointestinal irritation, particularly in older persons with autoimmune tendencies or digestive disorders. Your posture and balance are supported by the tiny muscles, which are part of the systemic spread of that inflammation. Blueberries, which provide antioxidants without the sugar crash, or raisins can be used in place of a few slices of fresh apple with almond butter if you're desiring something sweet and chewy. However, your legs may be suffering if raisins are a component of your oatmeal, trail mix, or morning muffin. The fruit that follows may be subtly weakening your nerves and depleting your energy while posing as tropical health. Pineapple comes in third. Juicy and sweet, it's frequently referred to as a purifying fruit. However, if you eat pineapple on a daily basis, it can subtly weaken your legs as a senior. Of all the common fruits, pineapples have one of the highest fructose contents per serving. Compared to other sugars, fructose is digested differently. It must first pass through the liver rather than enter your bloodstream for energy. And in older persons, that process is more detrimental, slower, and less effective than most people think. This is why it's important. The liver begins converting fructose into fat when it is overloaded, particularly from fruits like pineapple. As a result, more than 60% of seniors with diabetes or prediabetes now suffer from non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. How are your legs related to this? Your capacity to store and control glucose is significantly diminished by a fatty liver. This results in decreased nutrition delivery to muscles, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation. The final outcome? Fast loss of mobility, delayed recuperation, and shrinking leg muscles. According to a diabetes care study, older persons who consume high fructose diets are 2.5 times more likely to experience lower body frailty than those who consume balanced glucose intake. Even worse, pineapple has a glycemic index of about 60, which is far higher than that of most citrus fruits and berries. This indicates that it enters your system quickly, causing an insulin surge that may result in crashes, weakness, and exhaustion. Those swings weaken your nerves and harm the blood vessels that supply your legs and feet over time. Additionally, studies reveal that the anti-inflammatory effects of pineapple, which contains the enzyme bromelain, are moderate and erratic in older persons, particularly when consumed in sweet canned or juiced forms. With each meal, the majority of seniors consume significantly more sugar than they need. Try substituting papaya for tropical fruit if you like it. It has been demonstrated to lessen inflammation in diabetics and has a higher fiber content and less sugar. However, Pineapple. One delicious bite at a time. It's one of the quickest ways to weaken your legs after the age of 60. To ensure that you don't miss any more videos like this, please hit the bell symbol, subscribe, and like the video if you have enjoyed it thus far. Second place, overripe mango. Despite being referred to as the king of fruits, overripe mangoes can be the quiet killer of leg strength in people over 60. A can of Coca-Cola has less sugar than 1 cup of sliced ripe mango, which has over 45 grams. Your aging body uses that sugar the same way it does candy, even if it may come from fruit. The sugar surge strikes your bloodstream strongly if you don't get enough fiber to slow it down. The breakdown starts as inflammation increases and insulin levels rise. According to recent research, high fructose fruits, such as overripe mangoes, hasten a process known as glycation, in which sugar binds to collagen and actually hardens it. Your knees and joints rely on the protein for flexibility, strength, and stress absorption. According to a 2021 study published in Frontiers in Endocrinology, seniors who ate high fructose fruits lost quantifiable walking speed and saw a 32% decrease in leg muscle density in just a few weeks. Things worsen. Advanced glycation end products, which are released when fructose is consumed, degrade collagen and cause inflammation in the connective tissue and nerves that surround your joints. This results in slower movement, stiffer legs, and an increased chance of falling. Although a mango may appear fresh, its quality deteriorates as it ripens. It stops being a health food and turns into a sugar bomb when it gets soft and syrupy. And that sugar bomb is fuel on a fire for elderly people who have weak knees, tingling legs, or a sluggish recovery from physical exercise. If you really enjoy mango, consume it before it softens, and always eat it with something that will balance your blood sugar, such as ground flax seeds, Greek yogurt, or a handful of walnuts. However, it could be time to forego the mango entirely if your legs are already unsteady, or your balance is deteriorating. Your knees will appreciate it. Next up is a sweet, soft fruit that's frequently marketed as a heart-healthy snack. It's the worst for leg strength, though. First place. Bananas are frequently promoted as the ideal post-workout snack since they are soft and sweet. Bananas, however, may be subtly weakening your legs if you are over 60. It's not that bananas are bad for you. Their effects on aging bodies include insulin resistance, chronic low-grade inflammation, and slowed metabolism. Glycemic load is high in bananas. Nearly as quickly as a Coke, a ripe banana can raise blood sugar levels. This is because they don't have much fiber to slow down the rapid digestion and absorption of their natural carbohydrates, which are primarily fructose and glucose. Insulin spikes when blood sugar levels rise. These spikes damage your muscle fibers over time, encourage the accumulation of fat around your hips and thighs, and decrease the uptake of glucose by muscle cells. Your steps get slower, your legs feel heavier, and your muscles don't recover as quickly as they once did. Even when their total caloric intake was reasonable, older persons with greater dietary glycemic loads demonstrated noticeably worse quadriceps strength, balance control, and muscle endurance, according to a 2019 study published in Frontiers in Endocrinology. Rapidly absorbed carbohydrates were especially harmful to leg strength and stability, the researchers stressed. Additionally, bananas are deficient in magnesium and vital amino acids, which are both necessary for nerve and muscle function. Additionally, if you believe that eating bananas daily can increase your potassium levels, think about this. People with decreased renal function, which is increasingly common after age 60, may experience muscle weariness, cramps, and slowed mobility as a result of consuming too much potassium from diet. Do not panic if you enjoy bananas. Simply change the way you consume them. Avoid squishy, spotted bananas and opt for green or slightly underripe ones. Never eat them by itself, since they contain more resistant starch, which slows down blood sugar spikes. To lessen the impact of the glucose, Pair with healthy fats like peanut butter or a handful of walnuts. However, this sugary treat can be working against you if you often eat bananas and you found that your legs feel weaker. You finally understand the reality. For seniors over 60, these 7 fruits may appear sweet, but they subtly degrade collagen, increase inflammation, and weaken the same muscles that allow you to maintain your independence. The worst part is that despite their pleasant appearance, the majority of these fruits are quite feeble. Literally, your fruit bowl may hold the solution if you have knee pain, fatigued legs, or a tendency to lose your balance. This is your challenge then. Clear out your kitchen, check your pantry, read the labels on the fruits, and begin making more intelligent, senior-friendly choices that will keep your legs safe rather than break them. Because every step counts after the age of 60. Leave a remark before you leave. Which of these fruits are you eliminating first, and which one astonished you the most? We're here to support you in using science to fight back, and we read every single comment. Your knees, joints, and independence deserve more. So don't forget to subscribe for more senior health advice, supported by actual research. Please leave your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. Thank you for viewing.